So hello everybody, nice to be here. I'm Helaakoski from VTT, and everybody has said where the letters comes. This comes from Technical Research Center of Finland, so now you know the Teknologian tutkimuskeskus VTT in Finnish, if you don't know. So I started my AI career around more than 20 years ago. I started with adopting agent technology for the industry, for business networks. And I've been doing this a long time, although now I'm in the managerial level. But I was a bit surprised around a year ago when I first started using generative AI, ChatGPT. I was really astonished how it felt like discussing with human beings. So it was like, even as an AI researcher, I was surprised. I'm not sure where this goes in the future. So we have been discussing about the generative AI for now around a year. And of course we can do very authentic contents by using these tools: text, images, videos, everything, audio, synthetic data, and these kind of tools. And the difference between this and the previous AI booms we have had is that everybody have access to these tools, and they are easy to use. You don't need any education. You can start just using them very easily and use your imagination. How do you use them? And then start using them and so on. But I think this is the major difference if we compare the previous AI booms, that now this is a kind of democratic tools. Everybody can use it. You don't have to invest in a way for that. But when we talk about the manufacturing industry, there's plenty of AI tools, and generative AI tool is only one tool that maybe it eases the interaction between the end user and the technology, because you get a kind of human feeling when you ask, for example, ChatGPT questions, and then you have in the background you have the information that the other AI technologies can provide to you. But I think in manufacturing industry we still need to have a combination of all these different AI technologies in order to make them really effective. And like I said, there's plenty of tools. And now we are talking a lot about the tools that generate text. We all use them already in our everyday life. But we can also produce audio, voice, code, design, images, and video. If you think about the manufacturing industry, I think the most interesting ones are how do we use design generation in manufacturing, and also the code generation. I think these have plenty of possibilities. And then there's a list of tools and plenty of tools. And if you then click the landscape link after this presentation, when you get these, there's a map of all the tools by categorization, and I think the number of tools are growing all the time. We at VTT, we have been talking a lot about the large language models with manufacturing industry, and then how do you use the LLMs in manufacturing. The text generation, you can use it for training and knowledge transfer. You can use it for skills development, and of course maintenance instructions and user guides. There's a lot of text-based information in manufacturing industry, and this provides a more effective, more easier way to produce this kind of information, and also in multiple languages, because majority of the Finnish industry is working in global scale, and then you need to generate this information in multiple languages. And of course you can ask questions, and you can do search for your company information. And also I already mentioned about the software programming for the routine tasks. So this is one thing that companies are already using. They are using these attributes, how to make the routine tasks more efficient, how to modify it, and how to make updates for the software. And if we think about what kind of potential generative AI have in manufacturing chain, I think I have the same chain than Kevin already presented, and some of these were already presented, like this quality management. The previous presentation was quite close to that. But when we start about the R&D cycle, there's very impressive tools, very impressive results already. How do you develop the new materials? In a kind of you want to develop new materials with exceptional properties, so the AI algorithm can predict the structure and dynamic properties of any materials. This is very promising thing, and this is one thing which is very interesting for the research. And then the second one, interesting for the industry, is product design. How do you design the products? How do you give the code a kind of parameters, constraints, design goals? What kind of product do you want to develop? And then you get various proposals of the new design solutions that really face the conditions. Of course, these are in the early points, but a couple of weeks ago I saw in one conference about the examples of the product design in the manufacturing industry, and it's very interesting. And maybe the quality management and customer services, these are quite obvious. How can you use this? You can, of course, use all the material you have in your company, use AI to find the solutions, and so on. So, but this is a kind of, in my opinion, this is in the development phase. There is possibilities in each of the value chain process. So this is a kind of thing we have to really follow carefully. I have one example of the Finnish company from Wärtsilä. They have a case study. They are developing a generative AI toolkit, and the aim is to empower the employees at Wärtsilä, and also, of course, therefore they will provide more business value. So they have their own technology and data platform, LLMs in there, and also the Wärtsilä specific data. So all the information there is relying on the company specific data. And then the Wärtsilä experts, they have this kind of service when they, of course, make the global maintenance. They have the service center at Vaasa. So these are the people who knows their products, their spare parts, and maintenance issues and service provisions. So they are the key persons to develop this kind of system, and then therefore helping all the company of these questions. And then they think that they can provide more customer feedback analysis and also help the field services. This means maintenance around the world and spare part identification, because they have a lot of combination of manufacturing, composition, these kind of machines, marines, and so on. So there's managing the spare parts and identification of the spare parts it's a huge problem. And of course they will summarize the lessons learned. And this is kind of I find this interesting because they emphasize that they want to empower the people, and then the second one is creating business value. This is a kind of helping people at Wärtsilä to make their work better and to help the other people working in Wärtsilä making their work better. So there's a lot of possibilities in generative AI, but of course it's always combination with other AI technologies. And I already said it's very nice to use it, human-like response, easy to use, everybody can use it, and it can manage a huge amount of data. We know that it can interpret and manage lots of data, for example, and it's very highly versatile. We still don't know where we can use it, or we maybe haven't found all the use cases where we can use it, and it's improving all the time. For example, 1 year ago, ChatGPT was totally different than now, so it's improving all the time, and it's capable of many tasks. So it's upon our, I would say, imagination. How do we adopt these technologies? How do we have imagination enough to adopt these technologies, and can we think in a way out of box? But there's of course some limitation, and you probably have met these. They can be not so reliable. They can pretty much answer anything for you. So you always have to check the correctness of the information. And it's of course, it's not always up-to-date information. There might be old information, and then you have to notify also that. And then one thing, it's the explainability of the AI. This is the common problem. We don't really don't know where the answers come from, so we don't have the transparency for the process of making the AI decisions or AI proposals. And privacy and data security concerns, there is also one thing you have to think about it. And of course, the risk management, you also have to always have to use your own data. You have to take care of the data ownership and organizational impact. And then one thing, you have to think about the social and environmental impact. But if we think about the organizational impact, when we use these kind of technologies, there has been done a kind of research that 44% of our workers' core skills have to be reskilled in the future, within the next 5 years. This is a huge number, and this relies on the using AI as a part of our solutions in industry. And this is one thing that we have to think about when we are working with machines. I have only questions here in this, because I don't know the answers. We are researching this right at the moment. How do we prepare for this change? The industry will become more and more complex. AI is not the only technology that will come there. And when we work with the machines, how do we work with machines? What is the work division between human and the machine, and who is responsible for everything if something goes wrong? And one thing maybe I raise up, how do we ensure the human skills and knowledge? Because now we rely a lot of artificial intelligence, how we still keep our own common sense, our own understanding of the industrial environment. So we have to be very careful about this. But these are the questions I will, maybe we can discuss about these later on. And then about the conclusions, I think the manufacturing industry will be more and more multi-technology environment. It will be more complex as a whole. We need to kind of keep eye on the development and start to use the new technology as soon as possible, but not adopting them. First testing, making small trials, POCs, and so on. And maybe when we think about the generative AI, use your common sense. It's not reliable, it doesn't make miracles, but everybody knows how to use common sense in that. And one thing I want to emphasize that when we are starting using this will change the whole working life in industry. So people are the ones who make the change. So please keep everybody on board. Discuss with the people about these new technologies. They probably use them at their personal life. So the good ideas are on the employees. So thank you. I think I made it.